So attendees, we are going to start soon. You can call your friends.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, everyone on the panel, and good evening to all the students.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, madam.
Daksha ma'am, we have never interacted, but I just, sometime back heard from students you're very popular.
Sir, it is all because of the students only, because they are very inquisitive to learn the subject, and they are encouraging me indeed.
Just recently I read somewhere. आज या कल में मैंने पढ़ा.
Yes, sir.
To know that.
And in fact, sir, credit goes to the environment which is provided by Bennett University. I must say that the environment is very work friendly.
Absolutely, that's a
So
perfect
thanks to
point.
you, sir. This is under your leadership only.
It's already 5 and we are ready to start. I'm very excited for this. I can't stop smiling right now.
That's very evident, Danish. Go ahead, Beta.
Hello everyone, whoever is present here. Good evening and welcome to our very first talk show. We are very excited for this, of course. And of course, happy Teachers' Day to all of you, and especially our teachers.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Danish, and all the students.
Thank you, Danish, and all the students.
Thank you so much. Whether you are an aspiring engineer, lawyer, management professional, entrepreneur, or journalist, no matter what you study, what your goals are, we all are united by one word: Bennett. IEEE BU, with full zeal and passion, is elated to launch Bennett University's first ever talk show to unite all the schools of Bennett. Now, I would like to hand it over to our host of the evening, Adi and Shretaj. Go ahead.
So, thank you, Danish. So, welcome Bennettians and teachers. I, Adi, host for today's evening, welcome you to the very first talk show of Bennett University.
Hi and good evening. This is Kshitij from IEEE, and I'll be co-hosting today's talk show along with Adi. Well, it's been 15 days since classes have started, and it's been so cumbersome to attend every class without breaks, right?
But don't worry, friends, we have got your back, and it's about time we got to know some of our teachers properly. So let's start introducing our teachers, or may I say our guests for today's.
Here on the panel, we have a lot of people you already know and some new faces. I'll start with Dr. Vinod Sir, the head of Center of Innovation and Entrepreneurship and the Dean of Students Affairs of Bennett University. He's by far the most interactive teacher that I have come across, and everyone who doesn't know him yet, you will be sure to bring your ideas to him later. Thank you, sir, for joining us.
So yes, now most of us known her from very first year as being the coolest teacher we have ever seen. I mean, I still remember some of those personality tests. Yeah, and yes, I am the color orange, if I remember correctly. Thank you for joining us, Nidhi ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you for welcoming me, Adi. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Next, we have Dr. Daksha Sharma. She will be a new face for most of you all. She's a new face for me as well, as she comes from the field of law. But trust me when I say she's the most energetic and fun to talk to teacher we have met till now. So thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Kshitij, for this introduction, and thanks for inviting me on this wonderful platform.
It's our pleasure, ma'am.
And our very own mentor and caretaker, handling our shenanigans for the past years and will probably see them for another year. He is a cloud computing genius, but we will look into the another time. Thank you for joining us, Indrajit sir.
Okay, thank you, Adi, and thank you all the team for inviting me for this platform. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir, for coming.
Yes, sir. With that, I think we are done with the introductions. Oh no, wait. Like we forgot about IEEE. So who best to introduce IEEE than our Commander-in-Chief? Adi, go ahead.
Yes, thank you, Kshitij, for that word. So IEEE BU is the student chapter of Bennett University. It is one of the oldest founding societies in Bennett since 2017. Our past team members has led the IEEE to heights and passed on the legacy to us. And we have the aim to connect all the schools of Bennett in the online mode, as in a way we are kind of separated in this online mode and none of know about the other schools in Bennett. So let's get started and begin this fusion of BBA, BJMC, BTech and LLB.
As we said earlier, this won't be a formal interview or something. we are here to talk or know more about our teachers. So let us begin with that. So, we already gave you an introductions, but would you like to say something about yourselves? Let's start with Daksha, ma'am.
So basically, I'm a lawyer by profession, and Times of India Group Bennett University has given me an awesome opportunity to work with them and to interact with the young minds and young talents here. So I'm taking law classes in the School of Law, Bennett University. This is my introduction.
That's a wonderful one, ma'am. Next, we have Dr. Vinod sir. Sir, I follow you on Insta and I see you promote a lot of startups. So, I would like to know about that as well.
Yes. So I think you gave me a good segue because I didn't know what to say about myself. But I remember this novel. It's a black comedy by the name Catch 22. Many of you might be aware. And there's this certain character in that novel who you draw any shape and show him. What is this? He'll say fish. Okay, you draw a line, he'll say fish. You draw a circle, he'll say fish. Any shape you draw and ye kya hai? Ye, machli hai. So, I am pretty much like that. So you show me anything and then I'll see a startup in it. So that's all I can probably say. So if on my Instagram, if you see, startups being promoted, there's no surprise in it.
Sir, I'm working with you under the guise of happiest as well.
Oh, great. Yes.
Yeah, so I already know all about this. That's already on Insta.
Yeah.
So,
thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Kshitij. So now let's come to Indrajit, sir. Sir, you are among the one who has very good relations with other peers and faculties. And I still know the day when we first met in online mode. You are very energetic and, building a relation with us also, like a mentor. So what you have to say, sir?
Yeah, so only Adi, one reason behind this that when I feel as a student, then I'll talk to student always. Means the energetic talk between me and us always give me my BTech or my MTech college feel. Means so that is the only motivation. And now coming to my subject and my introduction. So basically, I teach cloud computing in 6th semester as well as the 5th semester. And I'm also the specialization mentor of cloud computing. So the thing is that I want to make this course is as popular as the current industry demand. So generally, I learn lot of from the online resources as well as the books from, and I also completed my PhD in cloud computing field. But that time, all the things was the theoretical. When I joined Bennett University in 2019, so I just got a good walkthrough, or we can say the very emerging platform for me. So I am utilizing those resources and I am just going to connect my student. I am learning with my students. So that is the only reason.
Yes, sir. That's actually a great thought. That's actually great. So yeah, let's come to Nidhi, ma'am. So ma'am, although we missed the opportunity of online classes with you, but we heard many stories from our seniors about the random tasks or during the lectures and assignments. We have even heard that you made the students counted the dustbins of Bennett. Is that true?
Yeah, we did that. And thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to interact with such lovely faces again. Presently I'm with School of Management and I'm the chair for BBA program. But I think what Bennett has given me is life skills. And that's what I have given to all my students across all the schools. So when I joined in the year 2016, Bennett, this was one subject which was offered across all the schools. So we offered it to engineers. You all have been very close to my heart because we started doing life skills with the engineers. And teaching life skills to engineers is always fun because I have seen the best of the creativity, out of box thinking, the best of the notoriousness coming from my engineers. I still remember walking into that big lecture hall and saying, "Kitno ne chappal pehni?" And then I don't know how many of you remember, maybe you have got this download from your seniors that we have already auctioned so many chappals in the lecture hall. So that was fun. I still miss being with my engineers in the classroom because, as I said, the best of the creativity that I've seen coming with my engineers in the classroom, the classroom full of 280 plus students would actually go live, and it was fun to see all of you. So my introduction is just that I'm yours. I'm your faculty. So you take the best that you can take from me. So I'm always there for all my students and obviously my fellow colleagues here. Thank you so much, Adi.
Yes, ma'am, that's great. And we actually missed those assignments. I also told her before that, ma'am, we actually missed those assignments because
Yeah,
it's
I
a
mean,
task to
your
do that.
seniors have counted all the dustbins, they have counted all the printers, they have also counted stairs and pillars and benches in the, mess area. They've also counted the beds in the hostel. I mean,
Oh,
they've done all these things. So it was fun.
I guess the counting of beds in hostels will be again rising up, as I heard that they are making a new hostel.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
still we don't know when the college is reopening. That's the only main question I can feel here is all the students have to main question answer this, that when the college is opening.
I think we have to wait for all the, government authorities to give us that clearance in terms of, and we also having that much of confidence having you all back on the campus. So we have started going twice a week to the campus, but still, for us, it's very important. Our safety is important and equally your safety. So we can take that much of time once everything falls in place. Then probably we can certainly love to back you all, get you all back into the classrooms and into the hostels.
Yeah, right. So yes, we have ended up the intro. Yes, Kshitij, you can go ahead.
Yeah, ma'am. By the way, a very special student of yours sent me a message that say hi to ma'am. His name is Rolex. He cannot speak here. He's like, say hi to ma'am, say hi to ma'am.
I think I'll take it the other way around. Okay, fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello to all, hello to Rolex, and hello to all.
Yes, ma'am. He has been messaging since for the past 5 minutes. I just opened it. So, hi, Rolex. If you are seeing this. Next, ma'am. Daksha, ma'am. All of these teachers are talking from their experience. You are the newest among these faculties here, and I think even we came before you to the college. So, like, how has these past months been for you?
Past month, as in since the time I joined Bennett University.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's been a wonderful experience interacting with the students and the faculty members. And, I find that each day is a learning experience for me here. So though I have a teaching experience of around 6 to 7 years, but still I feel that whenever I take lecture, so the preparations which are required to make and the discussions which are required to be done in the class, I learn a lot from the students. So the journey is amazing so far, and with your best wishes, I hope this journey will continue for long.
Yes, ma'am. That was our goal actually. Like many of our friends are from different fields, so whenever we had an event, they were like, "Oh, we are not from your school. What would we do there?" So this was the idea behind this, that we need to get everyone together for once at
Right. In
least.
fact, this is a wonderful idea because in my classes also, I always emphasize on the point of interdisciplinary as well as intradisciplinary studies. So since I take law classes, so I emphasize that legal studies should be intradisciplinary as well as interdisciplinary. So you cannot say that, one subject can be studied in isolation. So that's what I always tell to my students also. So it is good that every department and every college under Bennett University are connected with each other, so that we can transform the entire things for a greater learning, for something which is beneficial for the people at large.
Yes, indeed. So coming to that question, so how important do you all think teachers is to build a social network during our college days, and how to do it in online mode? As Kshitij said earlier, that in online mode we are all separated. Although yes, we are united to our core students like our batchmates, our schools, but somehow we are separated from either like law students, either like BJMC, either like BBA. So that's the only idea to unite all the students. So how you teachers feel about that?
May I take this?
Yes, sir, sure.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sure, sir.
So, just to give an example, I mean, it was a couple of years back when, Pradyum Mane, who is a BTech student, he's an engineering physics student, and he had written a book and he wanted to publish it. And so he was just, informing me because, he used to come and talk to me because he wanted to become an entrepreneur, wanted to launch a startup. And in that process, he happened to tell me that, my book is ready and I am planning to publish it. So I said, how much is the cost? So he said something like 30,000 or so. So which was not a big amount. And so I said, how are you going to fund it? He said, my parents will pay for it. I said, once your book is published, then we are all going to, brag about it. Our BU student has written a book on physics and all that, right? So we are going to take a lot of pride in it, right? So I said, in that case, we also owe something. We cannot just be taking. And so I said, what we can do is, we can all pick up an emotional stake in your book. So when the book is published, then we feel exactly the way you feel. They okay, how is the book looking? Are people reading it? Is it selling well on Flipkart and Amazon? And so I said, let's all pick up an emotional stake in that. And so I sent out a mail to every student saying that, please contribute 20 rupees. 20 rupees each, so that all of us can put just 20 rupees, and that book will be published, and then it will be our book and not Pradyum's book alone. So the networking part has been very strong, a very strong theme as far as I am concerned. And second reason is, CIE is not a school, right? So that way CIE cuts across all the 4 schools. And so we have never got that feeling that, we are, say, a school of this or a school of that. For us, all the students are our own students. And we want to see that connect, that students are connected to each other. So this, I thought, was one of the ways, and I always called it as the emotional stake, that you don't pick up you don't contribute 20 rupees and take a financial stake in that book, that whenever a copy of the book is sold, you have to give me 2 paisas. So it's not like that, right? You give it, but you don't forget it. You say, okay, there is some part of me in that book. And so I have been trying to take all these kinds of opportunities and trying to, raise funds. That is just one way of doing it, by breaking it down, by simply dividing that amount required by the number of students in the university. So I completely agree with you, Adi, that, this network and this building this camaraderie is extremely important. So we call everybody a Bennettian. And I speak about, picking up emotional stake in challenges as well as achievements of each other. So that's all I feel. Thanks for that question.
Yeah, so we all can see that through the Paddy and the puzzle contest you conducted. Like I was part of it as well. Like those were very interactive.
I am the winner, Mr. Speedy.
Adi is a winner of that.
Yeah, but he doesn't have the brains, but somehow he gets to win. But okay.
Yeah.
So
yes,
go ahead, Adi.
All the teachers can answer that question. Like, yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes,
thank you. So I believe that humans are of such nature that they cannot progress and survive alone. So we are interdependent on each other, though we must try to be independent at our levels. But the truth is that we are and will always remain interdependent on each other. So that's the answer of this question, that why networking is important. And it is not only for the professional aspect, like you must consider it as a life skill point of view also. So probably Nidhi ma'am would be better to answer this. But then still, as a lawyer, I feel that networking is very important for the professional growth. Beyond that, as a human to develop, you need to network, you need to interact with people, you need to interact with senior people, you need to interact with your batchmates, with your colleagues, with children also, because not many times I have observed that we learn more from the children. So that is what I want to answer. Thank you so much for this question.
Yeah, ma'am. So we'll go ahead with Nidhi ma'am, as Daksha ma'am directed it towards you.
Thank you, Daksha, for adding that word, life skills. Now, I would answer this in a very different way, but probably this batch of engineering has not done that. Sir, you would relate to me. You'll remember that while teaching papers on entrepreneurship to engineering, BBA, and other schools, we used to do this 50 rupee venture. Hopefully, when the school, when the university reopens and we do it again. We've not done it with you, but probably you will hear stories from your seniors. This 50 rupee venture is just an idea where we encourage the students to only invest 50 rupees. And trust me, it's only 50. If somebody invests more than 50, then we do not count it. You invested your choice, but we go by the lump sum amount of 50. So if you are 15 members, you invest only 50 rupees. Somebody doesn't invest, that's absolutely okay. You're investing your intellectual property. Fine, absolutely fine. So in that 50 rupee venture, we saw the teams, we allowed the batches to form, inter-school teams. Initially the students were a little skeptical, but then once the businesses picked up, the other schools came rushing to me and they said, ma'am, we really want to get into these businesses and really want to partner with them, invest energy, time apart from money, because money to aapne allow 50 rupiya hi kiya hai. So I said, fine, go ahead. And I think some best of the events happened, some best of the businesses, some best of the, I would say, stalls, because it was a week we had given them, 15 days we had given them to celebrate and do your businesses. So trust me, what the classroom would end around 5, 4:30 or 5 o'clock. 6 o'clock in the evening, Bennett would go live in terms of becoming a, I think like a Pragati Maidan. It's like a, showcase. It's like Bennett International Trade Fair. You visit the stalls and trust me, you have the best of the business ideas working. Somebody was cleaning the mess, somebody was cleaning the university, somebody was baking ideas, somebody was baking cookies, somebody was decorating or creating dating apps, somebody created dating platforms. I still remember Bennett Hatchery was converted into the dating floor, and I had to actually bail a lot of papa to get those permissions. मेरे पीछे लग जाते थे, मैम एक्स्ट्रा आवर्स दिलवा दीजिए, 10 बजे हैचरी बंद हो जाती है, डिनर डेट है 11 बजे तक चल. I still remember those permissions, but it was fun. So cross connections and connecting across the school is the beauty of the student life, which you should not miss. Thanks to you, our technology kids, yeah, you're technology kids. I'm not on Instagram, but the kind of stories that I get to hear that you're talking about, Vinod sir, probably I'll get on to Instagram, but I am, I'm not on Instagram.
Trust me, you will get 1,000+ followers on day one.
I'll have to be as active as you, Vinod sir, and I think what I can draw my energy is from these lovely faces that I see. So you put me into the classroom, I think I can be the best. But if you make me sit behind this junk wall, I think my energies are down the drain. But anyways, nevertheless, connection is important, bacha. So it's, forget about you are an engineer, forget that you're a lawyer or you are a mass media student or you are a management kid. Forget it. It's all about connection. यहाँ से निकल के जब जाओगे ना बाहर तो engineer, lawyer, architect और chefs सब इकट्ठे ही दिखते हैं, सब एक जैसे दिखते हैं. It's only your energy, it's your networking patterns, how you connect and how you connect the dots, and that's the ladder up. And that's how you survive. So that's my take on it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, ma'am, I have a friend in BBA third year right now. He was my old childhood friend. He suddenly came to me one day, and when I was not part of Bennett, he said, I had a Golgappa stall in the trade fair. You say, I'm like, what? He said, हमारा बचपन का सपना पूरा कर दिया. गोलगप्पे का stall लगाया मैंने. And he earned like quite well for a Golgappa stall.
Yes,
I'm like,
he had a dosa stall. In fact, mess
Yes,
का
ma'am.
खाना बच्चे नहीं खा रहे थे, तो mess के उस समय जो caretaker थे, ICS वाले, they came, मैडम आप क्या करवाते हो, 15 दिन बच्चे खाना नहीं खाते. They eat golgappas and dosas and cakes and pastas and whatnots of the world on the campus. So indeed, it's a fun. It's fun, and a lot of people had made money out of it. And the best part was when I asked the students to come out and generate, just donate out of sheer generosity. बहुत सारे बच्चों ने बहुत सारे businesses से whatever they had earned, they had all donated. एक रुपया donate कर दिया. And I was so touched. मैंने कहा बेटा सारा नहीं चाहिए. Take some amount back, profit ले जाओ अपना. Show it to your parents कि तुम्हारी पहली earning है. And they kept it. I said take it. So it was so heart touching. I can never forget. And the entire money has gone for philanthropy. वो आपके यूनिवर्सिटी के पास we have these villages, so these kids have taken money, they've gone there and they've bought these stationery items, they've bought some bathroom sleepers, they have bought disinfectants, they have bought, I remember buying chocolates, even buying small t-shirts. So kids have done wonders. I was really feeling very happy. So that's the beauty of connecting.
Yes, Induji sir, you have mentored for IEEE for the past few years, so you need a take on this.
Right. So as Dr. Sastry sir also told the same thing, both the madams are also said same thing. But here, as a technological point of view, I would like to say my opinion. So you all are aware that without communication, there is no data transmission from one node to another node, right? It may be the wireless node, it may be the wired node, right? It may be the cloud server, it may be the IoT, fog computing, whatever. So the thing is that for fulfillment of each and every purpose, connection should be established between the two nodes. So maybe there be the one-to-one relation, there be the multicasting, unicasting. So as Professor Sastry told, as a mentor or guru of this startup or entrepreneurship program, because he is dealing with all the BU university, not only one department. So he is doing the work of the broadcasting. Means he is the only single node and he is just going to give the signal or all the guru mantra to all the students or the mentors. So the thing is that connection is really always should be established by both the parties, not only from the single party. Because if connection will not be established, then we cannot expect the good outcomes. So that is only my first and always priority. Apart from classroom, I always talk to student. What are you doing? क्या कर रहे हो आज? क्या खाया है? Okay, आज शाम को पार्टी करोगे? कहाँ जाओगे? Just kind of the talk. I discuss with my student. तो वो कुछ डर जाते हैं, कुछ बात भी करते हैं. नहीं नहीं सर, हम तो ऐसे ही घूम रहे थे यहाँ. So that is the only point कि वो क्लास में जब वो आते हैं, then they feel comfortable. Okay, कि मैंने तो इस टीचर से बात कर रखी है, and he will be the very nice person. So only the thing is that apart from classroom, when they will be coming outside after completion of BTech, still I receive around 50 plus messages from students. So that is the only my assets. Why? Because one day they will be the somebody will be the CEO, somebody will be the like CTO, somebody will be the developer, somebody will be the anything. So definitely if I will be connected to them, then they will be the real asset for me. That is my opinion. So that question was very nice and I tried to explain in a technical way. Thank you very much.
Sir, that's what we want from you. Yes, sir, Vinod sir.
Yeah, because it's as we are speaking, I just received a mail, and I think it's important and relevant in the context. So I'm just sharing my screen. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And you can see, this is an unread mail. This has just come. This is from Mohammad Umar from School of Management. So kudos to your efforts in supporting the students at the incubation center. You've been instrumental in creating this unique culture at Bennett. It makes all of us proud. So he's talking about these connections only, making the connections. And because of the recent mail that I sent out about Riya Sharma startup, so it is in response to that. So it's exactly that what sir was saying, what Nidhi ma'am is saying, Daksha ma'am is saying. So it's all about connections really.
Yeah, so Real is wonderful, by the way. I've seen the promo. One of my friends is working in that as well as an intern.
Really?
And it's yes,
Okay.
sir. So it's very good. Like
It's
from
doing
my
extremely
perspective.
well. Extremely
Yes,
well.
sir.
Thanks to you guys. I mean, huge orders yesterday itself on day one. So wonderful.
Even I have a call scheduled with Riyadi right after this event for the brainstorming. Yes, we are actually past 2-3 days. We are brainstorming on the sales part from our website.
Amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kshitij, you can take the
So
next.
you guys have taught a lot of students. So like we need to know your bias, like which year is the best, like to teach. Anyone can go ahead. Like you all teach everyone right now. Indrajit sir, how about you start?
No, so basically I deal only like BTech CSE student. And once when I joined, so there was the 2016 batch student. So we can see the pilot batch of Bennett. So there were around 150 students and all are very good and they pass out. Then I also taken same course in the next 6 semester and that was very wonderful batch 2017 to 2000 I think 21. So like IEEE chair Nabya Singh was there. Okay, you remember. So only why I am saying because they people are very curious. Why? If I said okay, I'll tell these things tomorrow. Suppose today I'm not able to give them the overview. So in the tomorrow morning, at least 2, 3, 4 students they send me the personal message. Sir, please explain that thing. So in terms of their curiosity level, because all time they want to learn new things, all time they want to discuss about the technology, all time they want to what are the things are going in the industries. Apart from that, all the batches are good for me as well as they are our responsibility. So we cannot say that which batch one is the very good. But in terms of the curiosity level, being as a teacher, being as a professor, if the curiosity level will be very high, then that batch will be remembered to me. That is my opinion. Apart from Sastri sir, you can tell if I am wrong, then please.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
You want me to take that? Because Nidhi ma'am is the one who has been actually teaching right since the beginning.
I
and
want
probably
Nidhi
all
ma'am to
the-
be at the end because like
Okay,
she'll
okay.
just
She
give
can
the
have the
best
last
points.
word. I
Yes.
understand that. And she's the showstopper anyway, so which is fine. Okay, so as far as I am concerned, I will not speak about just Bennett batches, but I'll just take you back a little bit, nahi bahut zyada. In 1987, when I started teaching in a night college, the St. Vincent's College in Pune. And so every student was a working professional, and I was just out of my college. So my students were older than me. Some were much older than me. Okay, they used to smoke in front of me without any hesitation, by the way. And they used to offer me also. That was the kind of relationship, right? And then I started teaching the MBAs. For most of my teaching life, I have taught MBAs. After coming to Bennett, I started teaching the undergrads. So, from working professionals to MBAs, now to undergraduates. And last week, in fact, one of my former colleagues invited me to address school kids. Okay, so I'm going backwards. So if you ask me, what is the best that has been in terms of experience, it has been teaching the first year students of BTech, any first year. I mean, I'm not saying your batch or previous batch. I'm saying because that's when I think I can make a difference. With school kids, I may not have the patience that is required. I never thought I had the patience to deal with the undergraduates also. But I think it has happened probably also because of the online mode, because I don't have the class control that Nidhi has with 280 students in the class. 20 is all I can handle. So, so online has probably worked in my favor. And that, I mean, to cut a long story short, what I feel is you can make an impact there, because that's where students are really being molded, that first year period. And so that's what I would say. So I'm being diplomatic. Also, I'm not taking any name of the batch, but I'm also telling you the truth.
Daksha ma'am, we don't really know anything about law, so you need to take us on a journey here.
Okay.
By the way, ignorance of law is no excuse. Ma'am will tell you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so at law school, I have taught around 8 to 9 batches so far, and out of all these batches, I liked 2020 to 23 LLB batch, 3 years course. Reason being is that I always find that the students are very inquisitive and very curious to learn the subject, and they used to be very interactive during the sessions. Also, I would like to say that I like all the batches, but since your question was specific, so my answer was also specific. So, but with this particular batch, I learned a lot. So they made me to introduce practicalities in the subject. In fact, I experimented with their batch. So I was given the assignment to take up criminal law classes. So what happens that in legal field, in legal education, the problem is that there is a difference between the practicality and the theory. So when you are studying in the law school, theories are not going to help you when you land up in the courts. So I tried to bridge that gap, and I interacted with the students how this can be possible. So then we started doing case studies. So since I had experience practicing before the Supreme Court, Delhi High Court, and the other courts here in Delhi, so I started taking those case studies with them. And in fact, whatever is written in the text, they can study any point of time. So my emphasis was that they should also learn the practicality at the same time, so that when they land up in the courts, they won't be amazed, or I would say rather they won't be shocked that there was such a gap between the theory and the practicality which they have to deal with. So I experimented with them, and it was quite successful. So I like that batch very much.
Yeah, all we know about law is from the TV show called Suits. Okay, that's where my info comes from. So I have friends studying in law, but they're this is I have to study too much. I have to study nothing else they speak. So this must be something new that Bennett is doing.
Still, legal is also popular.
Actually, due to law, they said they have mood court every Saturday, Sunday, I guess. So we cannot see picture, ma'am, movies with them, our friends. And so please do that something.
Right.
Yes, ma'am. So, ma'am, Nidhi, ma'am, you have the most experience in this question, so.
So I think I would not say that any specific batch is very close to my heart, but I'll be honest here. the first batch of 187 engineers, I remember them by their names still. Yes, with their complete names. So they were some South Indian students, so you know that their names are a little difficult for us to pronounce, and for everyone the names are very close to, should be close. So, but then I felt very proud of myself because I used to take their attendance without any attendance sheet. Yes. So the moment I used to be in the class, once the 2-hour class was done, they knew that the devil will get up. I mean, I would always say that I am the known devil, and I've said it to this to you all also on the, I think during the screen time. So I would take their attendance 187 and ask them, okay, both the doors are closed. You get up from one side and get out from another room. So that's the way, just to maintain okay. And 187 is accountable and a face. I mean, you can make them out. Then came the second batch of 280 students. So there were few experiences in clusters. So the first batch is close to me because not just because I remember them through their names, there were some very unique habits that they had. And way of being in my life skills classes. I still remember their parents walking in the very first year because see, we were new, they were new to us. So their parents walking in along with when they were making presentations and when they liked, yes, their child is able to speak, who was not, making presentations and all. So the kind of change that they saw in their kids, that was, I think, that made me very close to them because they were actually utilizing me in the best way. That was a connect I think I developed with second batch, obviously, because I had been primarily focusing life skills, keeping in mind my engineers. It was offered to BBA also, it was offered to BCom, I'm so sorry, the media kids as well, the lawyers as well. So yes, and I remember I used to have, I think with the second year onwards of Bennett, the life skills classes were happening, half engineers, half lawyers, half engineers, half managers, and sorry, half engineers, managers, and media, and half engineers and half lawyers, like that. So it always used to be a mix, and it used to be a country divide. Engineers एक तरफ बैठते थे और बाकी cloud एक तरफ बैठता था. I had to make them mix. So every batch was a special batch in terms of challenges that I had to, because see, engineers will behave in a typical way, lawyers will behave in a typical way, media would talk about anything that I give to them in terms of activity in a very smart and a different way. But then to gel them together in a life skills class was a challenge. So every batch I remember, like your batch has been the toughest. Reason being, I've not met you all. I've not met you all in person. So life skills cannot be taught sitting in front of this screen. You would have also counted dustbins. Trust me, so many dustbins are there that you would have realized that by now Bennett has more than 500 dustbins. Okay. Yes. So I mean, so every batch has been close to me. Your batch teaching life skills is one of the first experience of responsibility taken online, and I used to always see that my class was a full house. In online you all have the right to be there and not to be there, but I realized randomly मैं किसी का भी नाम लेती थी and Vinod sir, Daksha ma'am, Indrajit sir, कोई नहीं सो रहा होता था, सब बोल yes ma'am मैं जगा हुआ हूँ I'm there.
right.
So I really used to, I mean, in an online mode where these kids are totally in front of this screen, and it's a challenge to be, the screen times have increased by multi-levels and multi-folds, but still these kids would show me so much of energy कि मुझे कभी लगता था कि life skills इस तरीके से नहीं पढ़ा सकते हैं. I felt little handicapped, इसलिए आप लोग याद रहोगे because I think you are the first. Now अब जो दूसरा बैच आ रहा है engineers का, वो भी शायद online ही होगा. But yes, आप campus में आएंगे, so you will get to see the devil with all the activities, and you have been hearing all the stories. My BBA first year, the first batch of BBA is also that I remember because they were very responsive in terms of doing any life skills activity that I would give them. See, my memories are more with all my students at Bennett is because of life skills. Whether they have created a wall of emotions or they have created a say wall of their work, whatever. I mean, I've done so many experiments with them. One day I remember this activity which I did, that because my engineers were sitting on the left hand side of my classroom and my, I think, lawyers and media kids or some of the lawyers and management kids were sitting on the right hand side. So Vinod sir, you would remember, आपने मुझसे पूछा भी था कि how was your class? It's very challenging to have so many different students. So I said कि sir, I had done an activity that mirror yourself. So I had asked all my engineers to look on the right hand side, imagining that identify one face which is their mirror look-alike, and then talk to that person that you're talking to yourself and talking to your own image. And it was a random connect. And उसके बाद मुझे बाद में ये बोला, and इस एक्टिविटी के 2-3 दिन बाद I noticed that engineers were not sitting with engineers, there was a cross mix because they realized कि ये मेरे जैसा है या ये मेरे जैसी नहीं है. So it was important. I think the kind of effect that created, that activity was simple, but I felt so good. So I think I'll remember the second batch as well. That was the change that I saw. So I remember my students, either they are बहुत बदमाश, so I remember them, or they are बहुत सीधा, so I still remember. संकर्ष, विनोद सर आपको obviously याद है, संकर्ष हमारा बीटेक फर्स्ट बैच का बच्चा, हर क्लास में लेट आता था सर. हर क्लास में सो जाता था और सबसे ज्यादा शैतान, एंड बट वेरी एक्टिव. उसको तो मैंने कितनी बार सर क्लास में बेंच पे खड़ा किया. आई स्टिल हैव दोस पिक्चर्स. ही क्रिएटेड एन एक्टिविटी. आई मेड संकट स्टैंड ऑन बेंच. आई स्टिल हैव दोस पिक्चर्स. एंड आई थिंक आप लोगों से तो कभी नहीं कहा, बट विद अदर you can check seniors who are now in the industry, I always used to tell them in a flow. I would tell them कि if they're making, you know, if they're disturbing me या बातचीत होती है, I always used to say कि छिपकली बना दूंगी. So संकट छिपकली बन के खड़ा था. I asked, he disturbed me. He was sleeping. So I asked him. He said, "मैम मैं रात भर अपने स्टार्टअप पे काम कर रहा था. I'm so sorry I could not do the assignment." I said, फटाफट से छिपकली बन जा. सर वो आपको याद होगा, लेक्चर हॉल में बीच में एक पिलर है. वो उसको पकड़ के खड़ा हो गया था. So I remember, I mean, these are the instances that I remember with every batch. So you all have given me such wonderful memories. This batch has given me nightmares. Inka
by the way, Nidhi, I'm just curious, what category does Rolex fall in?
ये तो ये लोग बताएंगे सर.
So Rolex knows everyone. He has gotten money from it for the memes as well, and Nidhi ma'am knows him as well. He brags about it all the time. He knows everyone. Everyone knows him. Some people come through his reference. So like he was like, "Oh, you're calling Nidhi ma'am? I'll come." Like we have the mic disabled because of him. Okay. So he's probably in the Sangarsh Bhaiya category as well.
Sankarsh was capable of getting it done.
Yes, ma'am. Rolex is the same.
I haven't met these kids. But I'm saying that this batch has given me sleepless nights, sir. इनकी वजह से मुझे रात में अपना डेटा बंद करना पड़ता सर. 2:30 बजे 3 बजे आपने टेक्स्ट कर रहे हैं, मैम आपने मुझे 19 नंबर दिए हैं, मेरे दोस्त को उसी टीम में 20 नंबर दिए. सर लाइफ स्किल्स का रिजल्ट पब्लिश करना was a nightmare for me.
I know. I have gone through this. They are asking me कि essay में मेरा एक नंबर कम कैसे आ गया, 20 में से 19 कैसे मिल गए, मेरा essay तो इतना अच्छा है.
But anyways, I think sir, that's the way students are. They have to be like this. That's what inquisitiveness is all about, and they have to be greedy about their growth, which is I always appreciate. मैंने कितनी बार इन लोगों को डांटा भी है सर, बहुत बुरी तरह WhatsApp पे भी डांटा है, फोन कॉल्स पे डांटा है. But I think that's the way a teacher should behave with the student. But they've always come back to me. कभी ऐसा नहीं हुआ कि I was scolded. I think मैंने online भी आप लोग को बहुत डांटा है.
Yes, ma'am. Like so, at the result time, everyone was like, "मैम ने पूरे साल इतना प्यार दिखाया, एंड में क्या हो गया?" ठीक है. This was the line we heard on the main class. I know. And I got good marks. I was like, okay, no problem. I don't have a problem.
ये यहाँ पे sir Kshitij is saying, but trust me, my WhatsApp account was full.
Ma'am, we actually know.
Ma'am, you remember you used to call me the hero of the class, but I've become the zero of the class. I lost it. I mean, I had so many stories. I cannot tell you. इतने सारे chats कि मेरा WhatsApp hang हो गया.
Even actually BR of my batch, every student came to me कि भाई तुम BR को ज्यादा मिल रहा है क्या, तुमको ज्यादा मिल रहा है क्या, हमको कम मिल रहा है.
Ma'am, yes, this was a point कि all the BRs got more marks, like nearly, but like my batch is BR.
I did tell that कि all the BRs would at least see. Sir, nobody was ready to take the responsibility of BR, so I had to, lure them and say कि ठीक है, if you take the see, you are natural leaders. Come on, guys.
Ma'am, actually we have to.
So that's what had made you sit here today, Kshitij and Adi. You're leading it.
Yes, ma'am.
So you had deserved some, and I had to tell them, keep your track shut, don't share it.
No, my batch's BR got actually less marks than me. So she was like, what the hell? How is this possible? Like, how can you get it?
Of you lost in your end term exam. Your end term answer scripts. I mean, you all took it for a ride, easy ride. Beta, अगर मैं कुछ answers, somebody wrote a ghazal in my answer sheet. They thought Nidhi would never. 580 copies I checked, sir, and I opened each and every PDF. Just to avoid anything, any kind of, it's really, when the tables turn, now, when I used to be a teacher, when I used to be a student, I'll share something and I'll take a minute extra. So if you have time, I was one of the most notorious student of my batch. And yes, but I was very good in studies. I was a 10 pointer. So, but I was very naughty. Very naughty. मैंने अपने टीचर्स को जितना तंग नहीं किया होगा उतना आप लोगों ने नहीं किया. And I'm saying this at a platform, and life comes up full circle. I've become a teacher. So, so my teacher, when हमारा farewell हो रहा था, तो my teacher came. The bunch of teachers जिनकी मैं favorite भी होती थी, लेकिन they always said कि you have spoiled the entire batch. So they came and they said, we will never have a batch like you. You have been the most notorious of all, and तुमने सबको बिगाड़ दिया. So I said कि सर हम पढ़ाई में तो अच्छे थे, but we were never disrespectful to our teachers. Never ever. I never bunked any class. एक बार अपने marketing specialization की class bunk करके I was going to help one of my friend because she was going on a date. तो मैं ऐसे copy रख के जा रही थी. सर विनोद सर मैंने वो कॉपियां रखी हुई थी. I was going like this, and मेरे marketing के professor मेरे साथ चल रहे थे. I didn't realize. जब मैं gate पे पहुंची, he said, Sinha, where are you going? It was Valentine's Day, I remember. I said, sir, I'm not going anywhere. बोलते अंदर चलो क्लास में. And I was the only one. पूरी क्लास नदारत थी सर. मैं अकेले पढ़ाई गई उस दिन 2.5 घंटा.
Ma'am, life comes in a full circle.
तो मेरे को आप जैसे बहुत अच्छे स्टूडेंट्स मिले हैं जिसमें मैं अपने टीचर्स, आज मैंने अपने टीचर्स को विश किया है. एंड द सेम मार्केटिंग प्रोफेसर, ही केम टू माय लिंक्डइन प्रोफाइल एंड ही सेड, निधि यू मेड मी प्राउड. आई फेल्ट सो वेरी गुड. ही इज माय मार्केटिंग प्रोफेसर. मैंने उनसे बीबीए में पढ़ा, एमबीए में पढ़ा. He wrote on my LinkedIn profile and he said, it's really wonderful to see that you're growing and you're doing a good journey. So I mean, thanks to you all.
Okay, yeah. With that, like, we have another segment for you all. So Adi, go ahead with that.
Yes, thank you, Sutej. So I think a lot of questions has been answered very successfully now. But what a show without games. So let's begin. It's a game time. There might be some tricky questions or not so simple questions, but they would be a fun questions. I can surely say that.
So let us start with one of the crowd's favorite, rapid fire. I'm sure you have all heard about it, but for our audience, I refresh the rules. I'm going to ask not me actually, it's someone else. Going to ask random questions. You guys must answer as fast as possible. Danish will be taking over this as she was way too excited to talk to you all. So here you go, Danish.
Thank you so much, Ratish, for that introduction. And let me tell you, I'm so jealous of these students that they get to study with you in the physical mode. Okay, so the lineup, and please be attentive. Oh my God, I love this that I'm telling my teachers to be attentive. The lineup is going to be Daksha ma'am, Nidhi ma'am, Indrajit sir, and then Vinod sir. I'll be asking you 5 to 6 questions. Rapidly, you have to answer as soon as possible without thinking much, of course, and a little fun in there is always welcome.
Danish, I need to ask something. So when you had given us this lineup, so you start with Professor Daksha, then me. So whatever number of questions you're going to ask, you will first put it to Daksha ma'am and then to me.
Yeah.
Bingo. Go ahead.
And a little small warning, these are the questions by our Instagram followers who have been too keen to know their teachers and their unheard lives.
So then you have no questions for me. I don't have an Insta account.
These are our...
All right, go ahead.
We will try to get it out as much as possible.
All right.
I'm going to start with easy question, deep dive. You won't have time to think a lot. So, ready? Daksha ma'am.
Yes.
Let's start. What's a dream vacation?
My dream vacation is somewhere at a very peaceful place where I can enjoy the scenic view. Not specific, but any place, maybe in India or maybe countryside, rural areas, anywhere.
What are your trapped on a desert island books or movie?
Okay, then I'll enjoy the desert view.
No books or movies.
Okay, so like if a choice is there between the books and movies, I'll go with the movies.
Sure. Uh, if you won a lottery and decided to give up teaching, what would you do instead?
I will never leave teaching. In whatever field I may go ahead, but I will be associated with academics in all my capacities.
What accomplishment fills you with pride so far this year? This year has been difficult, but what accomplishment fills you with pride so far?
Okay, sending people smiles, making people happy, and creating a positive environment around me that keeps me going on.
And what sort of morning routine do you have when you have to get jazzed up for class? You have a morning class and you're very excited for that.
Okay, nice question. I would just like to answer this in a very energetic mode because I start my day with the morning affirmations. So I listen to morning affirmations that you are spreading love, you are heading for knowledge, you are seeking knowledge. So there are some sort of affirmations. I listen to those affirmations, and then I read some of the textbooks, prepare myself for the lectures, because in law we have to go for the case studies also, and my students are so inquisitive to learn the subject that they always ask me more and more questions during the classes. So it means that the professor has to be prepared first to answer those questions. And I must admit that many a times it so happens that you don't know you don't know the answers. So I like in the first class itself, I tell the students that if I'm not able to answer you during the class hours, then please mail the question to me. I'll be able to answer that whenever I get time, and I'll try to get in touch with the experts also, so that they get the right answer during the lectures. So after lecture time, since it's in online mode, so then after that I have family time also. After that, I do dance every day. So there is dancing session every day for for almost 1 hour. And after that, dinner and then sleep. Before sleep, I listen to sleep affirmations for success.
Danish, I will break you here and add to Daksha ma'am's. When I first talked to Daksha ma'am, there is something like the way of treating and greeting her to me or every student. Like you have a morning message which full of ample of emojis. First I feel very different, but then I started feeling very good aura or vibes from her, because when you add very much emojis, there's a good day of start. Like for example, good morning message, good afternoon message, or good night, even good night message also. There's very feel good aura from her that fills you with positivity.
Right.
That's
Actually,
so great, ma'am.
emojis have their own meanings, I must say that. So, like, there is a smiling face, then there are rainbows for hope, then there are flowers, like, there is a sunflower, again symbolizing hope. Rising sun is there in the emoji. So, likewise, every emoji has its own meaning. So, that's why I have made a message, and depending on the time, I just change change the time. If it is morning, then I say good morning. If it is evening, good evening. But the emojis remain same. So for me, those carry a lot of vibrations, good vibration, positive vibrations, which I would like to send to all my students. And I don't only send to the students only. Like whoever comes in my contact, I send those good vibes, positive vibes to each one of them.
I must
Even
say,
you
emojis
can charge,
makes me
you on the copyright issues. I have copy your message and send it to my teammates in IEEE group. I said,
Wishes have
Jalsi
no
uto.
copyrights.
That's so great, ma'am. Thank you.
emojis do make me confusing, but from now I will try to do that too.
Awesome.
Thank you so much for these answers. I hope our Instagram followers are done with their questions now. Nidhi ma'am, to you.
Yes,
Can I
ma'am.
get your hidden talents?
Sorry,
Hidden talents.
my hidden talents. Okay, so I had learned Kathak. I am a trained Kathak dancer,
Oh,
and I can play polo.
wow. How do you spend your summer breaks?
Summer breaks. To be very honest, I've never had any summer break, but if I had to spend it, I think I would love to travel. I am a travel geek.
Most of us are in IEEE actually. A song you know all the lyrics to.
A song that I know all the lyrics to. Lag Ja Gale. That's a very old classic from Wo Kaun Thi.
That's beautiful, beautiful songs. It is at my house all the time. A good day at university.
Sorry, beta.
A good day at university. Yeah, this was a good day.
Okay, a good day at university. I think there are so many good days. I can't be very choosy about it. So I've had so many memories. To be very honest, I think always being with the first life skills class with my engineers and telling them some, stories and how the course would be. I mean, how the life is about and how this course would be. I think that's always keeps me on my energy levels high.
Last question. If you could grow up in any decade, which one would be? 1800s where big ball gowns were famous, or which
And
decade?
vampires.
And
And vampires, 1800s. Like, I'm a geek, that's why.
I think I would want to grow up in case if there are any superheroes. I would really want to grow up in the age of superheroes. I want to have that special energy or maybe that special.
I'm so which superhero? Which superhero you want to be? Tell me.
No, I
Wonder
want to
Woman,
be.
Captain Marvel, or what?
No Marvels, no Marvels. Maybe I can be an addition and over and above Marvels because I believe that.
Ma'am, give me 5 years, ma'am. I'll develop you a suit, ma'am. Proper Iron Man suit.
Done. So I think I would really want to grow into something which can change lives for others. So with with great, I really like this line from Spider-Man. With great responsibility and with great power comes great responsibility. Uncle Ben told this to the first Spider-Man sitting in the car when he was about to walk
2002.
into the library, and then Uncle Ben dies. So with great power comes great responsibility. That's what he said. One of my friends, one of my ex-friends, she said to me when I bought my second car. So I was driving with her. So to be honest, I think I can drive much better. So I have driven race cars as well. So she said, "तूने बड़ी गाड़ी ली है with a bigger car on the road. You have much more responsibility towards the people around you are there on the roads." So that helped me remember to Uncle Ben's statement. So I think with special powers, I really would want to change lives, good or better. I think my mind and my tone would decide, but certainly I would want to grow up or come back into a super scenario or a super,
I know it would be a bit of an interruption in the rapid fire, but Kshitij offered to make a suit for you. So I just wanted to so I wanted to tell him that you will never have to change the size.
Yes.
In fact, the question that you had asked Danish to Professor Daksha, like how she starts her day, I think अगर मेरे से question पूछा जाएगा तो मेरा तो एक ही काम होता है सुबह उठ के I am out 5:30 I'm cycling or running, so that's the way I start my day. Yeah.
You're already planning to be a superhero.
I'm like, we are all very spoiled. Like, I got a call at 11 from Danish. Kshitij, event hai, ut ja. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'll wake up.
12 members, all the 12 members have to tell him ki jao nahane jao, and then come and sit here with your camera open.
We were on Discord. I turned my video on for the settings of team, and they're like, Kshitij, tu kab se nahi nahaya? I'm like, मैं कल नहाया था. Because I was in my I was in a Spider-Man t-shirt, by the way. So they went like, Kshitij, नहा के आ, video on कर, हम check करेंगे. They made me change my room to conduct this event. That's how controlling they all are.
Okay.
So I got all the answers. Thank you so much for this. Now to Indrijit sir.
Yes, Danis.
Okay, I'm so sorry. Simple question. Street food or continental?
Actually, the question is very tough, but I would like to give the answer as per my means choice. So choice is basically I belong to a means complete village level. Means the my background is totally village. So I use today is also we always used to eat the means simple food, like we can say means we I always try to avoid means junk food or this continental, but thing is that I do not have that much means health conscious, means I am not much health conscious. So generally whatever means particular our plan in our day plan and our breakfast, our meal, so just kind of even means today we are also following that routine. So I'm not means much fond of this kind of means food. So only the one thing is just simple food I usually take. And when I go to outside, it means from the one city to another city. So I usually find that simple dal chawal means sabji roti. So I always find that food. So that
So
is my
I'm from
ever favorite.
Bihar. Yeah, I'm from Bihar. So like dal, chawal, bhujia, and pakoda, and
Bhujia,
that's
right,
it.
right. That
Yeah, that's it.
The best food is the simple food. How
I
much
think
you
dal chawal is all-time favorite. I mean, I can
yeah,
also
all
do
time.
it anytime.
same. If I don't eat dal chawal a day, it's a bad day. Next question. Uh, in which other teacher class would you like to enroll even for a day, and why?
So basically, this is a very tough question. Why? Because in Bennett, all the faculty they are their own capability, their own potential. But for right now, Miss, as I heard about these two, Miss from the student like Nidhi ma'am is in his field, like his life skill, like Dr. Sastri, like also Madam. Okay, and apart from in my department, like Dr. Anurag, Dr. Madhushi, Dr. Vipul. So these are the few favorite teachers in which class I would like to attend means always. That is my opinion.
I have a cooking question for you. I guess we have a lot of cooking question for you.
Right, right, right. Sure, sure.
What can you cook to perfection, and are you willing to share that recipe?
Yeah, basically, again, I'll say you heard about the means tahri. Tahri means the all the vegetables under the rice means peanuts or like your broccoli and potatoes and like your capsicum. So I used to cook and with full chammach, a full spoon of the means ghee. We can say the desi ghee. I usually put, and that is the means. And my daughter also like my that recipe.
Sir, I just came back from a trip to my hometown, and Nani cooked that for like 5 days in the whole trip, and it was the best meal. Like she cooks non-veg as well, but that's way better.
Right.
Does technology make teaching more simple or difficult?
No, so basically, teaching is just kind of the replacement or means complement platform. Means real classroom teaching should not be replaced. As Dr. Sinha also told that age life means age life skills, new age life skills, or all the personality development are not possible without real classroom. So, in my opinion, in as per my opinion or as per my view, the real classroom means offline classes are preferable for me, but this online mode is just kind of the replacement. तो इस सिंपल वे में मैं कहना चाहूंगा कि एज अ बी टीचर वी आर पुटिंग ऑल आवर एफर्ट्स, तो मैं कहूंगा कि हमने बिजनेस बदला है, तेवर नहीं बदले हैं. सो लाइक टीचिंग का प्लेटफॉर्म बदला है बट तेवर आज भी हमारे वही है. बट दैट इज द आंसर.
So that's a great answer. Last, what's your favorite hobby that, except teaching, you love most?
So love most, actually I used to listen all the my Bundelkhandi folk song, but you people are not aware to those singers. So basically I used to listen like Haryanvi song, Bhojpuri song, used to listen Punjabi song. So similarly I like my Bundelkhandi song too much. Every day my wife, my daughters are very means anger on me. Always they say पापा ये क्या सुन रहे हो आप. एक घंटे में every day Bundelkhandi song सुनता हूँ. Every day.
Yeah, that surely brings you back to the roots. That's a very beautiful way to know कि गाने से कितना हम connected हो जाते हैं अपने roots से.
Right, that's the reason.
And आजकल तो सर ये कोरियन जापानीज पता नहीं कहाँ पहुंच जाते हैं बच्चे. हेडेक हो जाता है.
नो वो भी मैं सुनता हूँ, नो प्रॉब्लम भाई. जब कोई स्टूडेंट सजेस्ट करता है तो ऐसा नहीं, हिरलिक भी सुनता हूँ, दशपति सो भी उसको भी सुनता हूँ, वो सारे सॉन्ग भी सुनता हूँ.
And sir, I
अच्छे
will
हैं
first
पर
say,
दिमाग में
it
जाना
feels-
चाहिए ना कुछ.
yeah, it feels so good to interact with you all and to know more about you, because in online mode we can't know much more about you. Then it's like something बस टीचर आए पढ़ा के गए और हम भी बस अपना बैठ गए लैपटॉप पे. It's like something this.
Adi, I'm gonna interrupt you here. I want to know a lot about Vinod sir too here.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for this.
अच्छा.
So my questions here. What would the students be surprised to find about you?
Sorry.
What would the students be surprised to find about you?
I was a backbencher, quintessential backbencher, and I did my MBA probably in absentia.
Sir, that's really not what we expected to come out.
I mean, exactly. So in fact, so much so that my college was in a city called Nasik, and I used to stay in Pune. So that was how much in absentia I did my MBA. And these guys are complaining कि हमें online बिठा रहे हो and all those things.
So that's the point. You had a choice. You were like, "Aram se main karunga." We don't have a choice. You have to sit here.
Next question. What's some pets you have owned or would like to
Pets?
own? Yeah.
No, I've had pets, dogs, and the experience has been that I mean, it's so bad to lose them that मैंने अब हाथ जोड़ लिए कि I can't take it anymore.
Yeah. I started when I was in 8th and now I'm done with this. Same. With the same reason I'm done with it.
Yeah.
A accomplishment that fills you with pride and joy, especially this year.
I wouldn't say my accomplishment, but my students' accomplishments, definitely, because this has been the year where, we have seen, and mushrooming is not the right word, but yeah, I mean, there are so many startups that have come out since the lockdown that I'm not saying it's a cause and effect relationship, but there's definitely a correlation that, I mean, since the lockdown, there have been, startups just happening back to back. And I think it's a result of all the 5 years of work that CIE team has put in. So that's definitely an accomplishment, because we always believe that we can build entrepreneurial mindsets, and I think it's happening. And one more proof I can give you, this time for the entrepreneurship minor, there are 111 applicants. Nidhi, you would be surprised to know that. No minor would ever get that kind of a response, and last one to get that kind of a response would be entrepreneurship. 111 students.
I'm not surprised, sir. I'm not surprised that this had to happen. It's only that
It had to happen someday, and that's why I would consider that as an accomplishment.
I
Yes,
have been
you're
a
right.
part of your team, so I know how it, and what kind of connect you would all as a team develop with the students. So for me, it's not very surprising, but I'm very happy to see the way entrepreneurship and students are actually living it. So again, as I've always tell these students would agree. I've said this, and I've also used this for entrepreneurship classes. Entrepreneurship and life skills is not a subject; it's a way of life. You actually get into it. It's a way of life.
You said it. Yeah, Danish. I think she's going slow because of my age. Yeah.
So we all know you are the most energetic here. We are not worrying
the
about that.
youngest on call in terms of
Yes,
energy
sir.
and ideas.
Yes,
He's
That's
youngest
good, sir.
on
See
the
how
call.
you are handling these so much departments, even Instagram. He's interacting with students so much on Instagram. I will must say that.
So I have had several meetings with you for happiest. You even gave me a clubhouse link to pitch my idea with Apurv and with Shivam. And Apurv is like, sir ने दिया है ढंग से pitch करियो. क्योंकि Apurv was out somewhere and he's like ढंग से pitch करियो. I'm like, what should I do? I'm a first year here. He's like, कोई बात नहीं कर लियो.
Apurv is my BBA second year kid.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am. I know, ma'am. He told me that he's my childhood friend, Apurv and Shivam, and he both of them when you go into Nidhi ma'am's class, be attentive. I'm like, why? So I came prepared beforehand. I had senior friends with me.
I have a question, but I'll ask once
Yes,
the
ma'am.
rapid fire session is done with the Vinod sir. So I have a question for you all.
Just last 2 questions for him. With the students, as you said, students are your biggest accomplishment. These accomplishments, if you get them into a field trip, Where would you take them? Just the students.
Okay, I'll take them to my restaurant.
Free food, sir, any day.
Absolutely.
That's a very business person answer, I must say.
No, I'll pay for it.
Okay. Last, with the theater openings, what is the memory that you have from the first movie you have ever saw in the theaters?
First movie.
Yeah. I love listening to this from my parents too, so I had to put it here.
I honestly don't remember the first movie, but yeah, I mean, the older movies, one of my favorites has been Teen Devia with Dev Anand. That has been my favorite because, Dev Anand was always my favorite actor, and then the music of that movie is completely outstanding. And so I would say Teen Devia. Yeah. You guys may not even have heard of this movie. No, I'm sure.
We had, sir. Actually, we had.
I've seen it. I've seen it. I love watch Simi Grewal. She's such a gracious personality, and she looked so beautiful in that. मैं तो पैदा भी नहीं हुई थी तब की movie obviously, and my mother always used to tell me कि अपने era की picture देखा कर तो उस तरह बड़ी होगी. But I always had this. I mean, I am fond of a lot of these eras of movies which my parents have grown up watching, and I love. मेरे घर में 92.7 से शुरुआत होती है दिन की because that is their old classics are being played, or I played on my YouTube or Spotify, or Ghana, whichever app I am utilizing, so I play through that. Anyhow, okay.
Actually, I'm done with my questions. Thank you so much for answering them. Especially because, as you know, our Instagram is something that we all students are like on it 24/7. So for the Instagram followers,
we have also announced the best 5 memes, sir. Vinod sir, best 5 memes will be spotlighted on our Insta stories because right now we are flooded with memes right now.
Oh, really?
Yes, sir.
All the books have been flooded with memes.
So you'll surely see stickers of my face, Adi's face in a few days, like going around here and there, and like that's all fun.
I had given this batch, sir, an assignment also. They'll remember that they have to make memes on me.
Yes, ma'am.
They made memes on me on live speech.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
I heard they were made on me also, and they were not meant for my eyes. So
yes, Daksha ma'am.
The thing is that if you can laugh at yourself, then life celebrates you. So laughing at oneself is very important.
Right.
Yes, ma'am.
I've
been doing that for the past year now. So like it's thoda sa depressing, like it's very fun, but at the same time. Nidhi ma'am, you had a question for us.
Yeah, I have a question and I asked this to my, sir, आपको याद आएगा मैंने आपसे भी शायद एक बार पूछा था. I'm asking this to my students here, and in case if you allow other attendees to unmute and answer, I don't know, maybe at least 3 of you can answer. Why do you think, I don't know, why do I come across as the most strictest faculty?
It's not about being strict. Like the rest of the teachers don't even ask.
I have an answer for you. If you know Shobik Chatterjee, he's currently the president of Spark. He currently messaged me right now कि भाई कुछ message का इंतजाम कर in the Teams chat because we cannot access the team chats to any other students. So he messaged me that although you are strict, but we still love you very much. Even I can share the screenshot of that. I said कि भैया आप last में बोल देना अभी तो हमारे पास बहुत time की constraints है. So it's like that, ma'am. कि although you are strict, but that's how we love you.
Ma'am, it was not about being strict. Like at the start, everyone was like, Nidhi ma'am is the coolest because you were at least talking. Like rest of the teachers were, हाँ आज हम ये वाला पढ़ेंगे, ये पढ़ाना शुरू किया, and like, you actually talked to us. That was the best part.
That's the nature of my subject, bacha.
Yes.
All other subjects are not that interactive, but your teachers are not high and dry. If this would have been happening, in a physical format, you would have seen altogether a different format of your faculty members. All of us, see, we have been students, so we have all had our own sets of likings and dislikings. So you heard Professor Indraji talking about his own set of songs that he listens. So we are all there in those different packets. It's only by the virtue of the subject that I teach, I think I'm like that. But I have always this question to all my batches. Where do you think that I look like a very strict faculty or I don't know. Vinod sir, you remember मैंने शायद आपसे CI में जब मैं थी तो मैंने पूछा था कि सर मुझे देख के पता नहीं क्यों बच्चे भाग जाते हैं. मैं एक बार I was coming down from first floor academic block A में first floor में उतर के क्लास के लिए जा रही थी and बच्चे बॉटल में पानी भरने जा रहे थे. आप यकीन मानिए सर, मुझे देखा 4-5 अपनी बॉटल फेंक के I had to pick up those bottles and मैंने कहा ये किसकी bottles है. बोलते मैम आप दोबारा बाहर से अंदर नहीं आने देते. But anyhow, but I thoroughly enjoy all of this. But thank you so much.
That's fun. This was great. Every one of you, the combination of learning and fun was great. Like this was supposed to be a talk show, and we have been talking for so long now.
Yes.
So like it was a privilege to have you all here, and we will do it again, like for sure. Not on the next Teachers' Day, but anytime we.
Definitely.
I think this is a wonderful platform. Invite all other senior professors and
Yeah,
faculty
right.
members.
Yes, that's our goal. This.
More the merrier. You will see a different side of your faculty members, and that's also a connect. So when you will see
Yes,
us
right.
in the classroom, you would know that it's easy. We are accessible, beta. We are all accessible.
Yes.
So this is where you cut down onto the, you know, that wall that the teacher and student have. So it has to be a connect. So I think you can have more faculty members. I can pitch in for a lot of other faculty members to come in and talk about themselves. All of us may not be that easy, but yes, at least they can be here with all of you. That's also a
This
support.
is a good experience for us as well, ma'am. We learn how to talk. Like this is through life skills only that we can talk this much. Like
Thank you
most
so
of
much.
us.
I
Yes,
think
ma'am.
that's
I'm a little
the
bit very much
reward
nervous.
that keeps me going. That's the only reward. That's fuel for my energy and packet when people come and say, ma'am, it's only because of you. I think life skills is a way of life. And if you started living your life like that, my job's done. Thank
And
you so
it's
much.
also the first ever talk show that we are doing. Even the Bennett's first ever talk show. So Kshitij and me and even Danish are also very nervous. Ki bhai, what will going to happen? How we are going to talk to teachers who, because we have never met you in offline mode. So we, to be honest, we don't know you very much. So it's like when now we have talked to you, interacted with you. So now we have very much confidence, and we are very good with you all.
Yeah.
That's
Ma'am, before this, we were on Discord and I wrote a basic script with points that I want to talk about. Adi was fixing my grammar. I'm like, these are just the points I want in my mind. I don't need grammar here. He's like, no, I need to fix everything. I need to fix everything. So,
Nice.
we're like, okay.
So, Dr. Nidhi, I already spoken to them that you should invite to all the teachers so that they can come on the common platform. That is a
That
nice
would be
idea.
wonderful. That would be wonderful, Professor Indri. I
yes,
think
I must invite, like,
you are
if
doing a wonderful job. So
any
more
teacher
teachers-
has been there as an attendee, they can also come here or invite. Like,
Correct. I think
And-
it has-
there will be a episode 2 very soon. Okay, so
Anurag-
like you
Anurag
teachers be
will-
ready. Yeah,
Because-
Anurag sir, you are next on the list, by the way. So
Yeah,
you
Dr.
cannot
Anurag,
fail.
that's why I wanted to say.
sir, if you want
sir.
to come, I will make you a presenter. Like, if you
नहीं
want.
कर दो यार.
Sir, I
Make him a presenter. Sir. Like sir cannot leave now.
have made him. I have made him.
We have 4 teachers here. We have the power right now. Okay.
And Anurag sir is the, I guess, CSC Bennett, all the like social media handler. We have to make a very good contact with him.
Hi, Anurag.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Hello,
Hi,
sir.
good,
Good evening, sir. Happy Teachers Day,
So I
sir.
was here. I was looking at the stories that they were tagging again and again. So I thought that should be an interesting session to watch. and yeah, Nidhi, you told lots of stories, that were pretty interesting for me. I just went down to my own memory lane of my own, all those stupid stuff that we have done. Stupid, but still, it's very cherishable.
So these
Right.
kids have been wonderful. Engineers are actually very creative. I have
Right,
watched
right.
across schools.
Right, and Professor Shastri, and I never knew that you should be a backbencher. I never knew.
Yes, yeah. I also shocked, sir, after knowing that.
So yeah, so that was pretty interesting to know. Actually, what I believe, I in an online, as you said, Nidhi and everybody, that when we teach in an offline environment, there is a lot of, apart from teaching, a lot of other types of interaction happens. The personality of the faculty, lots of things. So in that fashion, actually, all these things, has to be there in a person. All those naughtiness, stupidity, everything. It brings out a person out of you, a personality or a professional out of you, because you have the flavor of all the dimensions of life. Right, so that's absolutely necessary. That's what I believe. I tell my students when I was in class, I used to tell a lot of story from my life. I still tell them that keep a balance of life. Don't just stay on inside, your books and everything. Keep a balance and enjoy life. Do everything that you want to do. Keep a balance and make sure you bring the best, because it will bring the best out of you. You don't realize it right now, but later on when you look back in your life, you will realize that it's bringing the best out of you. Yeah, that's what I believe.
Anurag sir, I have one question for
Yeah.
you. I very much appreciate your fast and very fast action on Instagram. When you all teachers should be know, when we tag every story on Instagram, there's a quick retag on CSC story. Sir, are you always active on Instagram, or sir, how? Sir, because every student have to ask this question. So there's an instant story.
I have my cell phone nearby sometimes, and when I'm working, I have my smartwatch on, so that gives me a quick notification that okay, something is popped up. And when I see that, especially coming from these kind of chapter handles, so that gives a motivation. And it's like you guys feel a priority, right?
Yes,
that
sir.
computer science, IEEE, and it's like I leave everything aside and then I give you priority that let's share that story once again. Right?
That's very motivation for us, because when another one is supporting you very fastly, so it's like yes, we got a support from department also. So that's
Adi,
very
this
good
is
for us.
another
Right,
way.
right. So that
Sorry, Anurag. And just to add on what Anurag has said, this is another way of knowing Professor Anurag. See, it's not about him just being quickly grabbing onto his phone or looking into his smartwatch. This gives you an insight. See, this is also life skills. You have to know how a person is reacting and what are his preferences. So he doesn't have to say it. His actions are saying it. Look at Professor Vinod. I mean, he's so active on Instagram. And look at me. Being a life skills faculty, I'm not on Instagram.
But I must say, after
I was pretty much active on social media platforms earlier, but due to COVID, there was lots of on-screen time going on. I have to handle the CSC. I have to look at different things. So I have to actually, put my all these social media accounts on hibernation. Actually, otherwise I was very much active. I used to share a lot of interesting pictures.
Nidhi,
Yes,
when
sir.
I joined Instagram, the first reaction was from home, and my daughter asked me, "Why are you here?"
As expected, sir. This is the generation they'll actually ask you, what are you doing here? I mean, why are you here? This is
Sir,
my
no,
school.
actually, my father came into my recommendation. I'm like, Papa, you have an account. Papa is like, I have an account. Like, he created a Facebook account and it got created along with it. So I'm like, why do you have an account? Papa is like, I never created one. Don't talk to me. He sent me away. And
Beta,
now he has a running.
your fathers, your mothers, your parents, of course, we have our own, friend circles. So we are not there to follow you.
I'm like, he has a picture of him like 7 years ago when he was like very young and all. And I'm like, who's this?
She says young and all, that means the class is not. Beta, Kshitij, iske baad meri class chaleगी.
Kshitij,
My father is.
I will tell that to Uncle Kshitij.
I'm cool. My father is cool. He's probably listening to this right now and he's laughing. But that's not the point. He's like, I'm like, why do you have that picture that way? I'm like, abhi ka kaun dikhayega? This was his reaction. So I'm like, okay, do whatever you want.
Wonderful, wonderful. So thank you so much, all of you. I think मैं शायद पिछले 15-20 दिनों में इतना नहीं हंसी हूँ because you've all made me laugh so much. So thank you so much for a wonderful time, and I think in case if it's all done, I would need to leave.
Yes,
Adi,
ma'am.
you remember I told you 6:30 I have to catch on to another call.
Yes, ma'am,
All-
it's just
Kshitij, you can end the
Yeah,
session.
this was wonderful, and like we'll be hosting a session too. And Anurag sir joined us today, so he will be there next time as well. Like, he is not going to bail anytime now, and we'll have all the faculties from different fields again. Like, I love to get someone from mass communication because like we didn't have someone
You can
this time.
invite Vidya Deshpande ma'am, or you can invite Shruti ma'am. They are again amongst one of those very few popular faculty members amongst their own set of students. So you can
We
have
have
ma'am, you can have Vidya
very
ma'am,
good.
other faculty
ma'am.
members too. But I have interacted mostly with Professor Shruti and Professor Vidya Deshpande. So they would love to be here, and they are media professionals, mind you. Okay.
Yes, ma'am, we have a very good
I
team.
was like,
They will
They're
end up
very,
interviewing you.
they're very camera friendly, and they know what to speak, how to speak, and how to put it.
I was like,
Nidhi,
yeah,
I was saying they'll end up interviewing you.
Exactly.
That would be fun, sir, actually. So we are fine with that. And like we had very excited members here. Like the group is still going, like the IEEE group we have. They're like, okay, Kshitij बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहा है, बस हो गया, आप बहुत बोल रहा है. They are saying this to me.
Thank you to all the attendees, all my loving students who all are here, because you're not allowed as attendees. आप नहीं लिख पा रहे हो, नहीं connect कर पा रहे हो, but love you all. Thank you so much. I think last Teachers Day से ये Teachers Day will always be remembered. I think it has been wonderful, and you all have made my day. पूरा दिन काम करके बाद this was
Yes.
refreshing. You know, sir, you would agree. We were on calls.
Absolutely.
that's so
सुबह
good.
से लेके we have been on
God
events.
bless you. You're doing a wonderful job, and I love you all. So excuse me now, and thank you, professors. I have to go. I've got another call to catch
Bye,
up.
madam.
Thank
Thank you for attending this
Thank
session.
you, ma'am. It's our
Thank
pleasure,
you,
ma'am.
Daksha.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right, love you. Bye. Take care, bacha. Bye.
Bye.
Yes, thank you. So yes, with this scenario, yes, sir.
Yeah,
And
we-
thank you for
we-
joining us.
We'll be
And
ending this.
Grateful.
Adi and Kshitij, for your batch, actually I didn't take any subject till now, so you will be meeting to me in 5th semester, right? So
Yes.
there is the scope so to be become a best batch. So please don't
Yes,
mind that I named
sir,
of
don't worry.
2017 batch. So you are
Yes.
having that scope right now.
Sir, they are old people now. We don't care about them. We'll be the best ones now.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
guys.
thank
Adi,
you all for
Kshitij,
being here.
Tanish, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you, sir.
Thank you all for
ma'am.
being here.
Thank you, sir.
Guys, whoever
Yes.
is here, be remember top 5 memes will be shared on our Insta story, and Vinosa will probably reshare them. So,
Yeah.
like, all the best. Like, don't make memes of my faces again, but
Same
you
here.
can do whatever you want.
Thanks.
Important.
Thanks also to the attendees. I mean, they had a choice not to attend, but they're
Yeah.
still there. So thank you so much, guys. Really
Yes.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Yes. Thank you, teachers. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so
Okay,
much
Thank
for
you all.
coming.
Bye bye.
Bye.
you. Best
Bye,
wishes
sir.
to all of you. Take care.
Bye.
Thank
Thank
you.